My sister-in-law announced my infertility struggles at Thanksgiving, so I exposed her affair at her baby shower. My sister-in-law Amelia believed that families poison themselves with secrets, and she'd appointed herself as our personal truth teller. She started with just casually mentioning someone's salary or weight loss surgery, but before I knew it, she was standing up at birthday parties to announce divorces and posting about miscarriages on Facebook before the couples had told their own parents. I'd been married to her brother Nick for 5 years, and Amelia first showed me her true colors when she stood up at his promotion dinner and told all his colleagues about his childhood anxiety that needed years of therapy. The dinner became all about Nick's struggles and not his success, which he hated. 2 months later at my birthday dinner, she casually explained to the waiter why my dad came alone, announcing my parents' separation to a table of my closest friends who had no idea. Nick's graduation party was even worse. She actually brought a microphone to tell 50 guests about his dyslexia diagnosis, turning his proudest moment into a medical disclosure. Then at Easter brunch, she interrupted my mother-in-law blowing out her birthday candles to announce the woman's new antidepressant prescription because mental health matters, leaving her sobbing into the cake while church friends stared. Every time we confronted her, she would touch my arm gently and say, "Secrets are cancer, Haley. I'm just helping everyone heal by revealing them." I thought she would eventually learn how harmful her actions were, but then she went from harmful to straight up disastrous. Nick and I had been trying for a baby for 3 years, silently enduring fertility treatments we told no one about, but even our third IVF cycle had failed miserably. We were still recovering from that news when Amelia invited us to Thanksgiving, and we decided to go to avoid questions about our absence. But right in the middle of dinner, Amelia tapped her wine glass and said she had something to announce. "I think we should all pray for Nick and Haley." My stomach dropped as she continued. "They've been struggling with infertility and just found out their latest treatment didn't work." The room went silent as she explained how her friend at the fertility clinic had mentioned seeing us, detailing our hormone shots and procedures while relatives stared. I fled to the bathroom and cried silently, but Amelia followed me and told me through the door that I was being dramatic. "I was helping you. Now you don't have to pretend everything's fine," she insisted while I sobbed. Nick's parents defended her over dessert, saying she meant well, while I had to deal with unwanted fertility advice all evening. That night, I decided Amelia would learn why some pain needs privacy. I started watching her every move closely, and something seemed off about how protective she was of her phone, not to mention her sudden obsession with yoga. She kept bragging about her weekly yoga routine helping her conceive naturally. Then one day I spotted her car at a hotel restaurant downtown when she was supposedly at yoga. Through the window, I saw her having lunch with her yoga instructor, Enzo, with their hands intertwined on the table. When he leaned over to kiss her, I finally understood why she'd been so protective of her phone. Over the next few weeks, I documented their pattern, the same hotel, the same yoga schedule, always when her husband was at work. And when Amelia finally announced she was pregnant and hosted a baby shower, I knew exactly what I needed to do. Amelia's baby shower was perfect. She had 60 guests, a 3-tier cake, and a photographer capturing every moment. She sat surrounded by pastel presents, glowing with smugness as she opened each gift. After the last gift was opened, her mother asked if anyone wanted to share wishes for the baby. I saw my moment and stood up slowly, my voice clear and calm. Since Amelia believes families shouldn't keep secrets, everyone should know her secret too. She's not been going to yoga twice a week. Instead, she's meeting her instructor Enzo. Gasps erupted across the garden as I pulled out the photos of them kissing. Amelia's mother covered her mouth while her husband's face went from confusion to horror. Amelia went completely white, her mouth opening and closing like a fish. "That's not what it looks like. Enzo was just helping me with prenatal exercises," she stammered, but her voice was climbing higher with each word. Her husband stood up and demanded an explanation with rage all across his face. Amelia screamed, "Haley's lying. She's making this up because she's jealous I'm pregnant and she can't have a baby." She was crying relentlessly, looking desperately between her husband and the horrified guests already gathering their purses. I waited until she ran out of denials, then spoke once more. "Now you know exactly how it feels to have your most private pain served up as entertainment at your special moment." She just collapsed on the ground and watched her husband leave in tears. The paternity test confirmed Enzo was the father, so Amelia's husband divorced her and left her with nothing. Amelia moved back with her parents, but she still posts online about vengeful people, blaming me for everything and not even acknowledging the cheating.